The rest of the news. Friday. Good morning, this is Dan Earhart. What turned into Black History Month began as a weekly in 1926. The second week of February, that was to honor the birthday of Abraham Lincoln, which happened this past Sunday, the 12th. Black History Month this year began on the 1st with the suicide of Don Cornelius in Los Angeles, continues with tomorrow's funeral for Whitney Houston, who died last Saturday, also in Los Angeles, also called a suicide by some. Flags in New Jersey will fly at half-staff as services began noon Eastern at New Hope Baptist in Newark, which was the church of Whitney's childhood. The family is allowing only one camera, and that will stream on the Associated Press live stream site. That's at livestream.com/APLive. It will also be carried on a site called ontheredcarpet.com. Aretha Franklin will sing, as will Stevie Wonder. Kevin Costner will speak, and former husband Bobby Brown will attend. The cause of the sudden cancellations of new episodes of The Stephen Colbert Show is the deteriorating health of the comic's 91-year-old mother, Lorna. Stephen is her youngest. She had 11 children. At the age of 69, Paul McCartney's decided to quit smoking pot. Mostly, he says, out of a sense of duty to his 8-year-old daughter, Beatrice, whose mother, Heather Mills, claimed that Paul smokes pot like Brits drink tea. Well, some poor, hapless marijuana mule got busted the hard way yesterday morning over L.A. 40 pounds were found inside a small Cessna that was forced to land at Long Beach Airport by a pair of F-16s after the plane ventured into the president's protected airspace. He was on Marine One helicopter. He's been on a California fundraising trip. However, he's lost the support of one major donor in San Francisco, Susie Tompkins Buell, who founded Aspirin clothing. She said she would just love to write that big check. She gives millions to Democrats and progressive causes, but says she just can't because of her deep disappointment in the president's lack of leadership on environmental issues, especially climate change. Maybe here's the reason Google Plus doesn't seem to be lighting fires in the social media world. The women aren't there. 2/3 of users are men, but they're students and single, mostly in the U.S. and India. Facebook, by comparison, has more women than men. 58% are women. Brian Williams had an interesting story last night about a new psychological condition called Nomophobia. Nomophobia is the fear of being without cell phone coverage, said to affect women worse than men. The search for a cure is underway. iPhones, iPads, and iPod Touch run the iOS operating system, and last year Apple sold more of those devices that run iOS than it has sold computers in its entire 28-year history. This summer's new Mac operating system release, Mountain Lion, which is for computers, is set to bridge the gap between the two systems. As the cloud warms up, we'll all be in the cloud. And we've got a new number one, the hottest pepper on the planet. It looks kind of like an extra bad habanero. It's called the Trinidad Moruga Scorpion. Pictures posted on the Rest of the News Facebook page. Some individual peppers top 2 million Scoville heat units. Of course, there's YouTube videos which feature young daredevils eating the whole thing before writhing in pain, turning inside out as their skin crawls and the top of their skulls blow off. Man, that was good. Foster Friess has given the Bayer Company a whole brand new use for their ages-old product, the aspirin. Who knew? Speaking with Andrea Mitchell yesterday on NBC, he said, people just seem to be so preoccupied with sex. Foster, you get it. Have a great weekend. Thanks for listening, and see you next week. Dan at therestofthenews.com.